On this episode of Lapeef, Let's Talk.
And it could be where we're not attracted as well too, and that happens where a man can't get it up, a woman can't be as lubricated because of an attraction. All of this stuff, I think, it's fixable, especially if you're married or in a long committed relationship. All of this stuff is fixable. There's amazing sex therapists to go to, figure out doctors to go to. Maybe if you've gained weight, get in shape so you're more desirable to your mate. But yeah, all I can go on that part is hearsay. I don't.
His struggle to get it up, her desire to get it wet. His struggle to get it up, her desire to get wet. The reason I brought this topic up because we like having those tough conversations, and believe it or not, a lot of times in many households, there's a time where men struggle. There's also a time where women struggle as far as when it comes to getting it wet. So I kind of wanted to dive into this topic because sex breaks up marriages, relationships, especially in the long term. It doesn't really matter as much when you're dating, but when you have a significant other, I think that this is a very important conversation to have because let's face it, we all are going to reach that at some point in time, whether it's the age 50, whether it's the age 70. And I guarantee you there's
50?
a lot of...
Dang, JR, that's...
There are men that are having conversations
It's
about
45.
the struggle.
Say what?
Men start losing their libido at times in women at 45. That's when they have a lower sex drive, the average age.
But is it sex? Because sex drive is different than the ability to have sex. You know what I'm saying? So that's where I'm getting the issue at.
I want to say it's a combination of both. You know, sex drive, because you can very well be in a marriage or relationship and the drive is there, but it just may not be working. And then also, you know, there's the aspect of the ability, like you said. You know, sometimes some people can't get it up or it slows down. Have you ever noticed how the older people get? Some, I won't say all, but some people slow down when it comes to having sex. You know, you go from every day to every other day, once a week, once a month. It happens.
Well, I gotta get to the bag. I can't be laying up under you all day. You know what I'm saying? Like, what are we talking about? Like, listen, if it come to getting to the bag or buzzing it down, I'm going straight for the bag, bro. That chick ain't going nowhere. But go ahead, JR. Do your thing.
Yeah, Chicago Real, I want to get your take on this.
Yeah, man. I'm sitting up here laughing. You know, most times when we hear about this, it's usually a problem with the men. And, you know, whether it's sex drive or, you know, whatever else, you know, one of the practical things that I think about is diet and exercise. And, you know, I know, you know, erectile dysfunction was a hot and heavy topic for a while, and Viagra and what's the other one, Cialis and all that other stuff. And it's really a matter of, you know, the first part of it is if you're taking care of yourself, if you're dieting right, if you're eating good, if you're watching your intake of meat and stuff like that, and if you're exercising, then you should be good to go, right? And then after that, the other thing that you hear from some men, not all, not even most, but some men, is that you know, they lose attraction for the person that they with. And in those instances, it's a struggle for them to get it up. And so to me, you gotta be, as a man, you gotta be creative about how you approach that with your woman, man. Like I said, we was talking before, you know, like for me, I don't have to cheat on my girl. I'm in a long-term relationship. I don't cheat on my girl. I don't have to. And I don't have issues with whether I find her attractive at all times. If it's something that I need to switch up, then we switch it up. We do what we got to do to keep the relationship fresh. And, you know, I'm always courting and dating her and things of that nature. But when you think about men and their lack of ability, you know, for me, it's real practical. It's like, what are you eating? And then are you keeping yourself up? Right. And then the flip side of it is, you know, are you attracted to the person that you with?
I think for men, I always tell a lot of men, that you have to start masturbating, because when you masturbate, you become so much dependent on pleasing yourself that when it comes time to perform with the woman, you don't show up. So I
Yeah,
encourage.
you got to stop. That's what you're saying, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm an advocate for that too. Yeah, I feel you though.
Oh, okay. I was like, you said, I tell
Yeah,
me.
you said you have to.
I
I
was
was
like,
like,
what?
This whole phone thing is throwing me off right now.
Good.
Hey, JR looking like he going through the airport, bro. What's going on?
oh dear.
Masturbate, boy.
Yeah,
I was like, what?
but
No, you absolutely right, bro. You right,
yeah.
JR.
But as far as the ladies, I want to kind of dive into you guys' head a little bit and try to get an understanding as to why women dry out. What are some of the causes that women dry out? I'm gonna start with you, Courtney.
Okay, it's Courtney? What's going on?
Hey, it's a
Y'all
tough
all right over there?
conversation.
Yeah, I was like, ooh. I can just go on what I hear.
Oh, right.
I can just
Hey,
go
JR
on
did his
hearsay.
own. He did his own sound effect.
What?
Yeah, I can just. That's all I can go on. But I would say, as far as with women drying up or not being as lubricated down there as usual, I mean, menopause can happen. That will function. Maybe medication that can happen. That it does, and it could be where we're not attracted as well too, and that happens where men can't get it up, a woman can't be as lubricated because of an attraction. All of this stuff, I think, it's fixable, especially if you're married or in a long committed relationship. All this stuff is fixable. There's amazing sex therapists to go to, figure out doctors to go to. Maybe if you've gained weight, get in shape so you're more desirable to your mate. But yeah, all I can go on that part is hearsay. I don't.
All right, Kay, I'm coming to you. Let's talk about this cat wet. What's the issue? What's the problem?
I'm not sure. I think it depends on the individual. I think some people might not be compatible. Some people might not communicate well.
What?
Some people might have health issues, like Courtney said.
Mhm.
I think, or age. I mean, there's a lot of different things that could affect this for different people. I think the key to not having that problem is just making sure you kind of get with the right person, someone that you're actually attracted to, someone that you actually vibe with, making sure that you communicate, making sure that you stay healthy, eat right, exercise, all of that physically. Yeah, I mean,
Hey,
I'm not sure.
important to bring up too is the effects of birth control. So I've been listening to different, a lot of different talks, and I've been hearing that birth control does affect women. Is that true?
According to, birth control, I mean, I'm not on birth control, so I don't know, but I know that hormonal birth control can have lots of effects on people. I guess it just depends on who you are. Some people gain weight, some people lose their libido, some people get moody. I mean, it just depends on who you are.
I want to ask another question for you guys. So, seeing how the sex drive goes, whether it be from birth control, natural, age, whatever the case may be, what advice would you give somebody when they hop into a marriage? And so I'm pretty sure, well, you're not experiencing anything now, but like, what advice would you give somebody so that they're not only in a relationship just for sex?
That they not only in it just for that.
Yeah.
Well,
I won't say that,
I'm not,
but it plays a huge role. And as you get older, it does go down. So when it goes down, then it's like, what do you guys have to do at that point? Whether it be
you know what? Honestly, like, I'm gonna just be real with you, bro. Like, you just got to evolve. Like, and I think that. I think the biggest thing for just being married for a long time and it being phenomenal, because I'm gonna be real, like, is absolutely dope for me. And I think that we just continue to evolve. Like, I can't even believe I'm about to even have this conversation. I'm about to say this. All right, so look at her. She's looking at me crazy right now. Like, I remember when we you know what I'm saying, when we first got together and we linked up, we was crazy. Like, we would do some of the craziest stuff that you can ever think of. I remember,
What?
God, I can't even believe I'm about to have this conversation. We would we would do stuff like whatever we could think of. We would jump in the car, literally riding down the street naked, having sex while going down the road. I mean, anything that you can possibly think of, right? And so, like, for us, we've always just kept that chemistry and that, you know, continuing to try and evolve and whatever it is that we can think of, and, you know, private planes, whatever, bro. Like, you never run out of ideas or a shortage of things to get into. If y'all both just focused on what the best outcome is instead of being selfish about the situation. So I can't relate, bro. I don't understand how people would lose it. The one thing that I will champion that you did say is that I do tell guys all the time, you got to stop masturbating, bro. You got to stop watching so much porn, because your mind is then programmed to think that you having it a lot more than you really are. And so your desires, like, even if you think about when you first started watching porn, at first it was just, you could have probably got off on a YouTube video or a magazine, bro. Like, it was so basic and easy. And now I've seen guys evolve to the point to where it's so wild out there as far as they fetishes or the thing that they got to be able to do in order to even be able to perform. And a lot of it is due to their desire and their addiction to pornography and them masturbating too much, bro. And so for me, I don't do it at all, so that when I'm finally seeing you, it's on the spot. I mean, it's on. And y'all got to get more creative. Like, yeah, it's cool to bust it down sometimes, but then at the same time, you gotta, like, foreplay is all of that, bro. Like, I'm not about to teach y'all that. Y'all gonna have to join the Patreon. Y'all got to join the Patreon for that, bro. I can't be teaching them that much, bro.